Okay. Audio now? I'm just gonna wait to see. Okay, I think that means Boo Peep can hear us. Audio check. Okay. Now, let me try that again. Here we go. Got it. Okay. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my studio. I'm Joseph Finchum. You're you. And yeah, it's been a crazy couple months. I was starting to explain that November started with our refrigerator dying. So we had to go out and pay for that expense. The day it arrived was the day my dad went into the hospital and then into the short-term rehab, which he just came back last Wednesday. He's doing great. Everything's good. During the time while he was in there, our washing machine died and our dryer started to go too. So we ended up replacing all three of those things, which is crazy at the same time. But yeah, that's the way the cookie crumbles, right? Okay, so what are we doing today? My first stream back. I'm back, fishes. Yeah, I said fishes. I figured I did a galactic dragon. I did the raccoon, which was kind of galactic-y. So today we're doing a galactic Christmas tree. Okay, so let me move over. Hopefully the mic is still working. Yes, okay. Got it blocked in, basically. This is going to be the galaxy part. That's space. First thing I got to do is I got to add some stars. So that's nice and easy. Going to do the old toothbrush method. A little water. A little paint. Try and get some of that on the brush. Tap some of it off. And let's see what we can do here. I don't want too much. I want it closer to the tree. Just a little bit. And sporadic at the top. More down here. Most of this is going to end up covered up anyway, so. Get a couple down there. Yeah, that should do it. I shouldn't rinse that in there, but I'm going to do it anyway. Tap off some of that water. I don't care if this toothbrush gets ruined. It's not a good brush. So, everyone can hear me. Yes. Let me say hello to D. Lynn Creative Arts, Clark Fine Art, George Pencil Art, Boo Peep, Three Tentacles Forward. I love that name. That's a great name. Am I missing anyone? Thank you all for being here. I really appreciate it. Hit the like button if you didn't already, because that's supposedly what attracts people. I don't know. To be honest, attracting people to my channel seems to work better when I'm not doing anything, because I literally gained more subscribers while I wasn't streaming than I did the entire year up to that point. And it's not a lot, it's like 9, but still. What? I can't figure this YouTube out. Okay, so I got a couple of stars in there. You can probably barely see them. Now, I'm going to try and get this glow, and for that, I'm using ye old airbrush. I know you guys can't see it. Maybe I can put it up here. Let me see. Image. Because I mocked it up pretty well in Photoshop to get what I was going for, and it's good. I don't know if I can do it with paint, but I'm going to try. Yeah. desktop. Don't want to make it too big because it'll be huge. Did that not load? Open. There we go. And that's huge. So this will only be on this screen though, so. Wow, you are way too big. That's basically the piece I used in the thumbnail. And I don't have much room here to use my mouse, so. Uh-oh, did I go too low? No. That, I did not grab the corner. Let me see if I can just shove this in a corner somewhere. There we go. So that's what we're going for. Got a little bit small. Lock that image so that it doesn't get in my way. A little bit of flow improver into my airbrush. Get that needle coated. And I mixed this up beforehand. I don't know if you can see. Oh, that looks bluish. Does it look bluish here? It's supposed to be like a light tealy green. Make sure it's nice and mixed up. If you use golden paints, save your empty bottles for mixing. It's even got the little glass bead in it. Okay, so I'm gonna fill some of this cup. We'll see how much we end up using. Well, I must be using my airbrush because I have paint on my finger. Always. Every time I use my airbrush, I end up covered in paint. Okay. We can get some color coming through here. There we go. Let's see how we do here. I might not get the right amount of glow unless it gets way more opaque as I layer it. I don't have a respirator on, but I do have my window open. So, yeah, that looks blue. I'm going to have to try and fix that in a minute. I want it thickest or right around the edges. So hopefully this is coming through and hopefully the magic is working. Can you hear that motor running? I don't know. Yeah, just a little bit of airbrush. Running out of paint here. Let's get some more in here. Hopefully I mixed up enough. And I've used some. I might have to make it a little bit lighter, I think, to get this glow a little better. But it should be starting to look like a glow effect. Yeah, I'm gonna mix. I'm not even gonna mix. I'm just gonna put some white in here and hope for the best. You know what? I will. I need a paper towel. Wipe that off a bit so that I don't get paint all over myself. I'm going to open the cap, dump my green back in. You can't see this. I'm just dumping the green back in. I'm gonna open my white, air bubble. Gonna put a whole bunch of white in there. Close that up. Close the top on that. Give it another shake. Maybe clean this out a bit. Make sure it's almost empty. Good, good, good. We're gonna fill it back up. Hopefully that's a bit lighter and maybe a little bit more opaque. Close it. Okay, let's try this. Okay, that looks pretty good. I'm almost out of my paint, so I'm going to just spritz a little water in here. Spray that out. And of course I will have to give it an entire cleaning later. Still got some left in there. Put that in its little holster, get the hose out of the way. And I'm just spraying it into this thing here, you know. It's like a glass jar with a thing and a little vent, so it lets some of the air out, but the paint stays inside. I don't think I have any of the airbrush stuff listed. So I don't know. Okay. Where are we going to start here? I'm going to need a little bit of yellow. I have some white out already. And what brush? What brush? My kind of scruffy round brush, I guess, might be a good start. Let me catch up on the chat. George is talking about food already. uh, a little bit of the motor noise. Okay, not too bad. Um, okay. I might be able to do that, Poopy. That is something I might be able to do. Okay, so I need some white, tiny bit of yellow, just because I don't want my whites to be white. See if I can make that just a little bit wetter. Okay, it's gonna start. Is that dry? That's a little sticky. I'm gonna wait a second. Mind you, when I clean my airbrush, I don't know if what I'm doing is right. I basically just take the whole thing apart, and the needle I kind of like try and wipe it clean, but if there's any dried paint on it, I usually take like a thin piece of like 400 or 600 or 800 sandpaper, and I just kind of lightly go over it until that paint comes off. That could be ruining the needle. I have no idea. So I could show you the way I do it. That's usually how all my videos are. It's not how to, it's how I do. You know? Dry faster. Because I have the airbrush plugged in, I can't have the hair dryer plugged in, or I'll blow fuses. Everybody probably gets that. Trying to keep this paint wet. Okay, I'm just gonna see what happens if I go for it. Can I get a little bit of a flat edge? Go. Flatter edge. This is a scruffy brush, so I'm not expecting a lot. And this is, base coating, so it's not all very important how I do it, but more the shape is what's important. That up just a tiny bit. That's going to be my first part. I can start putting some this part over here. And I don't know what the poll was. I should have checked that. Well, 7 votes. All seem to be saying go straight for the color. So, okay, good. It's a good thing that's what I'm doing. And as I put this over the white, I'm sure that's going to make it not super easy to see. But where does this go? This goes like here. Cover up a little bit of that, the pencil lines. This is all going to get color on top of it, so. See if I can make a little bit more of that color. A little too yellow, a little more white. Wet it a little bit. It's still a little tacky, but it's not coming off on my hand. I just gotta remember to stay away from it. It would be D-Lin, but that's all of my videos. Because I don't follow any directions. I'm self-taught. I don't know what half of this stuff means when I watch other people's videos and they're like, I use this method. I'm like, the what? The what method? I don't understand what that even means. And in some of these spots, like it might look like I'm trying to cover up white, but I'm trying to go over just a little bit of the gray because I gessoed this canvas. I never got a chance to sand it, so as the green went on, you can, and since I was doing it kind of a little bit of an angle because of how I have to paint with my camera set up, you can see that. So we're gonna hopefully cover most of that up. Down here, right? There's a lot of there's paint. What I'm going for right now is just kind of like cloudy looking. With that a little bit more. Get it to flow just a tiny bit better. Just kind of comes all the way across. Trying to get just some paint over the pencil lines. And if Tara were here, she'd be like, no, not trees. Come on, cover up there. Let's get over that green. There we go. But I do want it to mimic the shape, of a pine tree. That's starting to get some form to it. I don't know if that needs to be there yet, but so now I need trying not to waste my colors like I always do. Trying not to put out big globs of color. And I don't want to say it because besides one of my mottos being paint louder, the other one is that my F word is finish. So I don't want to say I'm going to finish this today, but I'm going to try like I. It's not super complicated, so I'm hoping it won't be, you know, too hard. And we're just going to keep playing with it and layering until we get something good. Trees are good. Tara does not like the paint trees. No, not at all. and yeah, Clark Fine Art loves painting trees. nails. I do too. But I also love painting space. So I'm trying to do both. Trying to work light to dark. I hope that's going to work the way I want it to. I'm also contending with, if you see me shaking my arm, it's because I may have pinched a nerve in my neck, and when I put my head at certain angles, like my arm starts to get pins and needly. It's getting better slowly, but I need a little bit more of that. Your color right down in this area here. This may end up going more red at some point, but I gotta remember to bring my color around. I'm painting the edges. Okay. almost done with the orange, I think. Try and clean that off a bit. There was still a lot of white and yellow in that brush. What was that? Uh, I use Photoshop, George. Um, I know there are other things out there. I know how to use it. I need a refresher. I'm still working on getting used to the new versions of the program. I've been using a 20-year-old version for 20 years. So, uh, okay, which red do I want? Yeah, that might be the one. I'm going to start by mixing some of that orange with some of the red. Make a darker orange. Start getting some of this in here. This is straight paint, no water added. Might be a good thing, might be a bad thing. Still kind of too orangey. I wanted it a little bit more red this time around. But it's not bad. I can work with it. I can always do more layers. Can always do more layers. That was too globby. There shouldn't even be red there. That was a mess up. That was a mess up. It seems to be the whole neck shoulder thing. I don't understand it because it's I bend my neck and my shoulder hurts. If I bend it in a different direction, my elbow hurts. If I bend it in a different direction, my forearm hurts. It's very strange having a pinched nerve that, and I don't even know if that's actually what it is. I think that's what it is, but I can't actually say for sure because, you know, I can't afford doctors. I'm an artist on YouTube who is not monetized. I'm trying to tap, but also kind of like streak downward towards this center. Like everything's kind of swirling. I don't know if that's working the way I want it to, but okay. A little bit of that orangey red out. I'm gonna go with some straight red. Hopefully this will cover. Don't want a lot of it, just a little bit here and there. Just giving it a little bit more texture. And as I keep adding more colors, I will hopefully, you know, cover up a lot of this white tooth of the canvas that's coming through. Now that I have a whole bunch of color on here, I'm going to try and adjust the color a little bit. Which camera is that? Oh, okay. Uh, can I make this bigger? Hmm. closer. Hopefully that'll help for the rest of this. Okay, so now see if this is the right color to use. It's not looking too bad. Trying to slowly bring this from red now into like the purple shades. So that's going to be a good start on that. Ah, positive emotional factor of your individual creation singularity, dealing creative arts. Yes, I can say that out loud. I don't just type it. Hmm. Kind of did something weird in here somewhere. But all can be fixed. Hopefully. going to go to a much darker purple. Mixed with that color I was just using, which I believe was the cadmium red deep. Now I'm going to take some of that and try and add in some dioxine purple. Get a deeper value. And we don't need it in a lot of places. I may even come back in and try and put some white and then some more of the straight purple to get a nice blend in there. And I'm going to layer until it looks good. Not my phrase, I stole it. You all know who I stole it from. So that's probably looking almost black. But it's purple. Cover up as much as this of this white as I can. should, just trying to improve these bottom edges a bit. I'm going to take some white, straight white. We're just gonna fluff some of this out a bit. A little bit more Christmas tree-y. And I'm just going to put a little bit more purple on it to cover that all up once it's dried a little. Clean that off a bit. Get back to my purple. Now give that a second to dry. It's reading purple, excellent. If you're gone, D-Lynn, sorry I missed you leaving. Bye. Thank you for joining. The 9th, divide that by 3. And yes, a belated positive emotional factor of your individual creation singularity to you too, 3 tentacles forward. Let's see if we can just cover some of this up. Get some nice color in here. I may even cover some of this up because in the picture it's more blue over there. All depends on how I like it as I go. That's blending a little too much. Wasn't dry enough. Clean this brush off all over again. Now we need a little bit of white to put in a few spots. Thin that a tiny bit. A little bit coming up in there. Going to be almost the same color that I'm painting, so I really didn't need to cover that. Sound effects do help, yes. There is a plan for all this, I assure you. In here, I had more blue, so I do want to add that in there somehow. So. And I don't know if you've been doing it, Clark Fine Art, but you should be in control. I haven't seen any of the things pop up in the chat though, so if you want to zoom in or something for me, by all means, feel free. I mean, I think it should be working. Oh, that's close and blurry and not lined up right. Okay, I guess I wasn't ready. I thought I was ready. I'm not. Uh, okay. I don't know if this will be too bright. We're gonna find out in a second, though. It might not be bright enough in some spots. Definitely doesn't look green enough either. Let's see what this does. Wow, that is not green. Before I do that, I need that background green to be darker, almost going into blue. So I'm going to get some dark green and some dark blue. It's definitely not as vibrant as I want it to be right now. That brush was way too wet to start mixing colors. So I'm almost kind of glazing a bit. Hey, compressor, why are you going off? What's that spot right there is so dark, and I don't like it. Now, just to get these layers to look a little better, take a little bit more white, probably the last of it. Just gonna try and fix those edges a bit. So that they're sharp. Some of this shiny glare back. That should be greenish.
I'm going to switch brushes for a second. Definitely need some more wood. Hopefully we can start getting some form and highlights. If I didn't say it already, hello, starving artist. Thank you for joining me. Can't tell if that's what I'm actually going for or not. Might have to give these a little bit of a tint of like yellow or something, just to make them stand out a little bit more than they do now. I'm just trying to add some texture to it. A little bit more, Christmas tree. Kind of felt like I was losing. That's too much paint on there. the spirally look, which is kind of not happening the way I want it to. Let that dry a bit. Any other places I need some highlights? Just kind of glazing some yellow in there. Or at least trying to. Because I don't want any of this white to be white. I want it to be less than white. I just got a little bit of green in there and ruined that whole little bit that I was mixing in. Okay, let me try a different spot away from the green. Nope, that is not supposed to be yellow. I think I'm getting a little bit sloppy. Eyes are getting tired, arms are getting tired. It's been too long since I did this. Great yellow in there. I like these highlights more yellow, a lot better. Especially when it's around the orange. And reds. Okay, now just brush off a bit. If I can actually do this. Okay, that's not a bad start for it. See if my airbrush is dried and clogged, or if I can actually still get some fluid through it. Not open that enough. Drops of white. One drop of yellow. See if we can back flush it and get some stirring happening. Okay. A lot of bubbles in here because I back flushed it. Just trying to get it cleaned out enough that I can put white back into it. And we're also letting that dry at the moment, which shouldn't take too long. Oh, that was not centered. Okay. I'm gonna have to. I'm working on it, folks. Back to a little bit of the yellow, which I don't even know if I can get in here. Okay. That kind of did it. Doesn't want to empty. I don't even know what days those things are on, starving. If it's Tuesday, then I guess I won't be doing it. Okay, I need to let that mostly dry. And I need to, while I'm letting it dry, I'm going to put some thin green here. Oh, that is way too thin. Come back in here over these white spots. And back there. I want this to be a little more in the blue spectrum. Dry a bit. Okay. How do I want to do this? Because I'm really bad at thin lines with an airbrush, so I'm going to attempt to. Super thin line. Airbrush. Just white. We'll see if that worked. Can't get it off. Okay. Now immediately go. Immediately go the other way. There we go. It could have been a little better on that side. But hey, it doesn't have to be perfect. I think I want to take a little, just a dot of white, get it right there in the center. Pure white. You can barely tell, but there it is. I really do think I need to, and of course I already threw the tape away, but I do need, that left side needs to be a little bit better. Oh, I can't see anything because my eyes are crap. Let's hope that worked a little better. Come on. I don't have any nails, so. Jeez. There's a little bit of overspray. I could have been a little bit more careful with that. Maybe if I wet a paper towel, I might be able to clean some of that off. I know you can't see what I'm doing. Okay. And there we go. I think that's finished. So I did. I finished it. Way to go, me. See, does it look more green here? I hope that looks better there than it does here, because it really does look more blue on that. So, I'll sign this later. I'm not gonna do that with my dirty fingers. And I got paint all over my fingers. So, yeah. Okay. So I guess we'll be ending a tiny bit early. Maybe that'll be my Christmas card for next year. I need a little bit, needs a touch more green in some spots, like green. So I will maybe do some touch-ups, but I like the way it came out. It has a Christmas tree vibe, and that's all that really mattered. Okay. Thank you, Clark Fine Art, for moderating and doing some scene switching. Thank you, D. Lynn, for also moderating and doing what you do. Links for them should be in the description. Wow, I'm so out of practice. I don't remember what I'm supposed to say. Yeah, hit the buttons, do the things. Wow. Thank you all for joining me. I greatly appreciate it. If you haven't hit the like button, hit the like button. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, do that too. That's even better. And yeah, I guess that's where we'll call it. If you're seeing this later, leave a comment in the chat. Let me know. Next Tuesday is Christmas Eve. Yeah, so yeah, I probably won't be streaming. I usually take December off, but that got pushed forward. So, you know, yeah. Hopefully, so if next Tuesday is Christmas Eve, what is next? What is the Tuesday after that? Is that New Year's Eve? With my luck? Yes. Hey, we could always try and do something weird on New Year's Eve. But nobody wants to count down the new year on YouTube. So, yeah, maybe the next time I'll see you will be the first week of January. We'll see. Yeah. It all depends on how things go. I'm happy with it. It's not exactly, I actually like the Photoshop version better. You know, it's easier to brighten and darken things in Photoshop than it is with Paint for me without taking hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. So, but I like it. I'm glad it came out this way. I'm glad you joined me. And that's it. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye. Hey, what's up, everybody, and thanks for watching. First off, a big thanks to my moderators, Clark Fine Art and D. Lynn Creative Arts. Links in the description. Go check them out. They're great. They really help out by keeping the chat lively and in order. But don't go anywhere just yet. There are other ways you can help support my channel, like checking out my Patreon, as others have, where you can follow for free or select a tier that fits your needs. You can hop on over to my website where you have access to my original arts as well as prints, and even check out the merch store where new stuff is added now and then. If you'd like to check out more of my stuff, you can do so by checking out some videos over here, or you can subscribe by clicking the thing here. And of course, you can hit the buttons and do the things. YouTube loves it when you hit the like button, the subscribe button, ring the bell,
and share it to all of your social medias. You rock, you're all awesome, and together we make great art. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.